Hello everyone, this is Zorro Recaps here, and today we're checking out the horror zombie film Outside, 2024, a chilling story where a family flees a zombie outbreak only to face more horrors within their own walls. Be ready for some spoilers ahead. The story begins by showing a family. In this family, Francis and Iris are husband and wife, and they have two sons, the older one, Joshua, and the younger one, Lucas. All of them are sitting in their car, heading towards the village. The car is stained with blood because the zombie virus has spread across the whole country, and most people have turned into zombies. The city's condition had gotten extremely bad. That's why Francis somehow managed to save his family and bring them to the village. He arrives at his old farmhouse, hoping they would be safe and able to live comfortably there. But when they go inside, Francis is shocked to see everything scattered around. He starts calling out for his parents. Then he goes into his father's room and sees his father lying dead on the bed. There's a gun in his father's hand. Seeing this, Francis understands that his father must have been infected with the zombie virus and ended his own life before turning into a zombie. Francis picks up his father's gun and also removes the watch from his father's wrist. As soon as he walks out of the room, he hears a sound. He sees his mother, her face twisted horribly, banging her head against the wall and repeatedly saying, "Sorry." Half of her body is already torn apart, yet she's somehow still alive. Suddenly, she lunges toward Francis to attack him. She's just about to bite him when Francis quickly shoots her. Later, he buries both of his parents' bodies in the ground and realizes the virus has reached the village too. Now he knows he has to be even more alert. After this, Francis's older son, Joshua, comes to him and says they should check the storeroom. Maybe they'll find something useful there. Francis and Joshua go to the storeroom and see that the farmhouse's caretaker has hanged himself. They stand silently for a moment. Then Francis tells Joshua to take the key ring from the caretaker's waist. Joshua hesitantly steps forward, and the moment he pulls the keys hard, the caretaker's body suddenly falls on top of him. Terrified, Joshua runs outside. When Joshua is outside, trying to calm himself, Iris sees him in that state and asks Francis what happened to him. Francis tells her it's nothing serious. A dead body just fell on him. Iris gets angry and says Francis shouldn't make Joshua do things like this. But Francis says that if they want to survive here, they have to learn these things. Otherwise, they won't last long. After that, he gives his younger son, Lucas, a piece of sugarcane to eat. Seeing Lucas eat happily makes Francis smile. Here, we also see that Francis cares more for his younger son than his older one. Then Iris takes Francis to the basement room. Just looking at that room makes Francis uneasy, and he drifts into childhood memories. His father used to punish him in that very room. At night, the whole family sits together for dinner. That's when Joshua finds a radio. He tries to turn it on, but this annoys Francis. Francis stops him and says, "Eat first, then do the rest." Joshua then tells him that his girlfriend, Alice, had sent him a message. She and her family are heading toward the northern hills, where the government has set up a camp. The moment Francis hears this, he says they're not going to any camp. He believes people there will be packed like animals and will have to fight for food. So he clearly tells everyone that they are staying here and not going anywhere. Iris doesn't like this at all because she doesn't want to live here either. That night, Iris tells Francis not to talk to Joshua so harshly anymore because he's grown up now. While sleeping, Francis has a terrifying nightmare in which his father appears with a horrifying face. He wakes up in fear and grabs Iris tightly. In the morning, when they talk about it, Iris clearly says she hates living here. Because of Francis's nightmares and Iris's stubbornness, he finally agrees, against his wishes, to take the family to the camp up in the hills. They get into a van and start their trip. As they drive ahead, they see several cars stopped on a bridge and the road blocked with barricades. Seeing this, Francis says they should go back to the farmhouse, but Iris insists that part of the road is still open. Without thinking, she gets out of the van and tries to move the barricade. She can't budge it at all. Suddenly, a zombie appears right in front of her. Panicking, Iris runs. Francis jumps out of the van and shoots the zombie, saving her. But the gunshots attract even more zombies, and when they see the kids inside the van, they attack it. Seeing no other option, Francis cleverly draws the zombies' attention toward himself. They almost catch him, but he somehow manages to break free and throws a grenade at them. With a loud explosion, the zombies are destroyed and the family survives. But in the chaos, their van stops working. They have no other choice now, so they start walking back to the farmhouse. After they reach home, Francis firmly tells Iris that, from now on, things will go according to him. The next morning, Francis goes alone to the bridge to get the van. Just as he sits inside and starts it, a thought hits him. If they have a working vehicle, his wife might try to leave again. Thinking this, he decides to leave the van right there and returns to the farmhouse. When Eris asks about it, he lies, saying the van wouldn't start. That night, he fixes the house lights and the AC, then starts playing around with the kids. They're laughing and having fun, while Eris watches from a distance. She realizes that Francis now considers this place his true home and wants to stay here permanently. A little later, Joshua and Lucas start looking through an old photo album. In one picture, they see their dad, Francis, and their uncle, Diego. Lucas comments that Joshua looks exactly like Uncle Diego. Hearing this, Joshua gets lost in thought, and a question keeps bothering him. Why do his parents always fight so much? Slowly, he starts realizing that his real father wasn't Francis, but Diego, and that's why Francis always loved Lucas more. As this thought hits him, Joshua's doubts grow even deeper. The next morning, when Francis wakes up, he apologizes to Iris. He admits that everything that has happened so far was his fault. Hearing this, Iris also apologizes for her behavior. Francis forgives her and says, "Starting today, we're going to start fresh. We'll stay here and we'll take care of the kids." After talking, Francis goes to the chicken coop to collect the eggs. But as soon as he gets there, he sees a rabid dog tearing apart the chickens and eating them. Francis quickly tries to chase the dog away, but suddenly, the crazed dog bites him hard on the wrist. Panicking, he runs back home. Iris quickly bandages him and dresses the wound. Worried, she says, "We need to leave right now. A dog bite like this can be dangerous. If the infection spreads, your life could be at risk. We should get to a hospital immediately." But Francis stubbornly refuses and says, "I'm not going anywhere. If the wound is dressed properly, it will heal on its own." Meanwhile, Joshua goes out near the road, trying to catch a radio signal. Suddenly, he hears something about Delta Camp. He runs back to call his parents and tells them about the camp. But Francis doesn't believe a word he says. He angrily snaps, "Stop lying!" According to Francis, there was no safe place left in the world. Either everyone was dead or infected with the zombie virus. That night, the family talks about Delta Camp during dinner. Francis tells everyone, "The outside world is completely destroyed. There's no chance of survival out there. We're safe here, and we should stay here." The next morning, Joshua goes to his father. He says, "Dad, I want to do something for our family too. I'm not a kid anymore. I should be able to make my own decisions. I want my freedom." But Francis ignores him. He says, "You're not old enough to make your own decisions. Sometimes to protect your family, you have to kill. Can you take someone's life?" Joshua immediately responds, "If I have to kill someone to save my family, I can do that." To test his courage, Francis takes him out into the open field. He sets up a target and says, "If you're so brave, aim at this and pull the trigger." Joshua picks up the gun and tries, but he misses several times. Seeing this, Francis gets angry. He yells, "If you can't protect your family, then stop talking big!" Joshua gets scared, but then he takes a deep breath and starts firing repeatedly in anger. Inside the house, Iris hears the gunshots and comes outside with Lucas. She angrily tells Francis, "Don't treat Joshua like that." But right then, they notice a zombie standing right in front of them. At first, they don't take it too seriously, but soon they realize it's not just one. An entire horde of zombies is moving toward them. Francis yells, "Run!" Without wasting a second, they sprint away. Somehow, they manage to get inside the house, slam the door shut, and push heavy furniture in front of it so the zombies can't break in. Then they hurry upstairs and see that zombies have surrounded the entire house. A few moments later, the zombies sense their presence and start trying to break the door down. Francis realizes their chances of survival are slim, but suddenly, someone pulls up in a car outside and starts honking loudly. The zombies immediately turn their attention toward the car. The man turns the car around and speeds off, and the zombies chase after him. But as soon as Francis sees the car, he knows exactly who it belongs to. The next morning, Francis goes to a small riverside spot. The man who comes to meet him is none other than his older brother, Diego, the very person who saved their lives the previous night. Diego tells him that he had come to visit their parents. Francis then informs him that their parents are no longer alive. Diego offers to help and says, "If you want, I can stay and help you." But the moment Francis hears this, he snaps. Francis can't stand Diego at all, because after getting married, Diego had an affair with Francis's wife, Iris. and Joshua was actually Diego's son. Furious, Francis tells Diego to leave immediately. Before leaving, Diego hands Francis a map and says, "If you want to stay alive, head north towards the mountains. There's a camp there. The zombies from the city are slowly moving this way." But Francis refuses to listen to anything he says. In anger, he tries to burn the map, but after thinking for a moment, he stops and decides to keep it. When Francis returns home, he shows Diego's jacket to Iris and tells her that he's no longer alive. Iris becomes sad and quietly walks away to her room. Meanwhile, Francis realizes that the zombies could reach them at any moment, so he starts reinforcing the doors and windows. Meanwhile, Lucas, while playing around, ends up in the basement. The moment he looks out through a window, he screams in fear. Iris rushes downstairs and sees an old zombie peeking in from outside. She tries to calm Lucas down, telling him that the zombie is weak and not too dangerous. Francis has been secretly listening to all of this. He quietly follows the zombie, kills it, and cuts off its head. When he returns home, he gathers everyone together and tells them that the outside is still crawling with dangerous zombies, and they have to stay inside the farmhouse because it's the safest place for them. Iris realizes Francis is lying. Later, when Francis goes to take a shower, Joshua sneaks into his room and finds the map Diego had given him. A little while later, Francis comes out and tells Joshua to leave the room immediately. That night, Francis starts preparing to celebrate Christmas. Everyone questions him, saying, "It's only September. How can it be Christmas?" Francis replies, "For us, today is Christmas." It becomes obvious that Francis's mental state is slowly deteriorating. During dinner, Joshua tells his mom about the map. Iris immediately asks Francis where he kept it. Hearing this, Francis gets furious and claims he doesn't have any map at all. He then says he knows Iris is desperate to get out, just so she can run back to her lover. Then he tells the kids that their mother had planned to run away with another man. Because of the virus outbreak, she wasn't able to do any of that. Hearing this, the kids start crying and ask their mom if it's really true. Iris tells them that everything their father said is true. After that, Francis warns everyone that no one is allowed to leave the house. Angry, he grabs the map and throws it into the fire, burning it. Seeing this, Iris loses her temper, slaps Francis hard, and walks back to her room. The next day, Francis goes to his field to get some sugarcane, since that's the only thing they've been surviving on. Meanwhile, Iris goes to the kids and starts talking to them. From their conversation, it becomes clear that the kids feel safe only with their mom because their father, Francis, is slowly becoming mentally unstable and acting strange with everyone. In the evening, when Francis returns home, he brings a big board with him and places it right in front of the house's main door. Then he gathers everyone and says, "From now on, no one is allowed to go outside because I saw some zombies roaming around. They are extremely dangerous, and if anyone tries to go out, they will attack." Hearing this, Joshua says that his father is only saying all this to keep everyone trapped inside, and that going outside isn't actually dangerous. Joshua's words make Francis furious. In anger, he slaps Joshua hard and even calls him a bastard. Suddenly, they hear knocking at the door. On the other side, a soldier is begging for help. He wants them to let him stay inside the house. Francis refuses and angrily tells him to leave immediately, but Joshua rushes forward and opens the door, letting the soldier inside. Iris runs to him and sees that he's badly injured. She asks him what happened. The soldier explains that he worked at Delta Camp. Their camp had run out of food, so he and a few others went to the city to get supplies. But on their way back, zombies attacked them. All his companions were killed, but he somehow escaped. He continues, saying that a man risked his own life to save him. Before dying, that man gave him the address of this house and told him to come here. Everyone realizes that this man was none other than Francis's older brother, Diego. Iris asks the soldier if Diego might still be alive. The soldier tells them that the zombies had completely surrounded him, so he's probably dead by now. Iris bandages the soldier's wounds and tells Francis that they should at least let him stay for the night. Francis agrees, but makes one condition. He must stay only in the basement, so the family can remain completely safe. Later that night, when everyone is asleep, Joshua goes to his mom and tells her not to worry. He says that somehow they will leave this place soon because he now knows that Francis isn't his real father, and maybe that's why Francis always treats him so badly. But Joshua still considers Francis his real father from the bottom of his heart. He also tells Iris that he wants to go out tonight to check the situation so they can escape at the right moment. Iris gives him permission, and Joshua quietly sneaks outside. The next morning, while everyone is having breakfast, Francis shows up. When he doesn't see Joshua, he asks Iris where he went, but she doesn't answer. Then, Francis notices the front door wide open. He instantly realizes Joshua has run away. His anger explodes. He grabs a hammer and smashes it onto a soldier's head, killing him on the spot. Iris and Lucas immediately start shaking with fear. Furious, Francis walks up to Iris and shoves her hard, knocking her unconscious. When Iris wakes up, she finds herself and Lucas locked in the basement. Outside, Francis spots the dog who had bitten him earlier. This time, he completely loses control, goes outside, and brutally kills the dog. But his madness doesn't stop there. His mental state has deteriorated so badly that he cooks the dog's meat and brings it to Iris and Lucas, forcing them to eat it. But Iris gets suspicious and refuses to eat. This makes Francis even angrier. He throws the food on the ground, and a knife from the plate falls to the floor. Iris quickly hides the knife under her feet. Then, she approaches Francis and tries to calm him down. She tells him that he's the most important person in her life. But Francis notices the knife hidden under her foot. He immediately grabs it and locks Iris back inside the basement. Iris tries to escape, but unfortunately, she slips, falls, and loses consciousness. After a while, when she wakes up, Lucas asks her what they should do now. Iris tells him her plan and teaches him how to act. Lucas follows her instructions and starts screaming loudly. Hearing the noise, Francis rushes to the basement. As soon as he gets close, Iris grabs the moment and attacks him. She somehow knocks him out and, together with Lucas, locks him inside the basement. Locked in the basement, Francis begins to relive his terrifying childhood memories. Meanwhile, Iris grabs whatever supplies she can find and tries to escape. But when she opens the door, she sees Diego, now completely turned into a zombie. Iris quickly grabs Lucas and runs back inside, trying to shut the door. But Diego barges in. He attacks Lucas. To save her son, Iris tries to fight the zombie off, but Diego turns on her too. Down in the basement, Francis hears their screams. He uses every bit of strength he has to break the door and rushes upstairs. He immediately attacks Diego and kills him with a knife. Then, Francis runs to Iris and angrily asks why she betrayed him. But before she can answer, Lucas steps in front of them. They suddenly notice the bite mark. Lucas has been bitten by the zombie. Iris and Francis panic. Francis is shocked, and his anger instantly fades. With folded hands, he pleads with Iris to save their son at any cost. Iris realizes there's no other option left. Gathering all her courage, she cuts off Lucas's infected hand and quickly bandages the wound. Seeing his son in that condition breaks Francis completely. Iris, trembling, tells Francis he needs to go get the car immediately so they can take Lucas to a doctor. Francis runs off without wasting a second. He reaches the bridge where their car was parked. Just as he gets close to the car, Joshua suddenly appears. Seeing Francis covered in blood, Joshua panics. He assumes Francis must have killed his mother. Acting out of fear and anger, Joshua shoots him. But as he walks closer, he realizes the truth. His mom is safe, but Lucas is in critical condition. Francis quickly tells Joshua to take the car home as fast as possible to save Lucas. Despite his anger and strict behavior, Francis deeply loves his sons. Joshua jumps into the car and drives towards the house as fast as he can. Meanwhile, Iris anxiously waits for the car to arrive. Suddenly, she hears the sound of a vehicle approaching, and at this mysterious moment, the film ends. So, what do you guys think about this movie? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like my video, please press like and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time.